DJ DUBL.
It's DJ DUBL here, and today I'm sat with Raleigh Ritchie.
Hello.
What's good, man?
I'm good, thank you.
Welcome, bro, welcome. So describe your sound, because I can't put you in a box when it comes to your music. How many times do you get asked this question?
I get asked quite a lot. It's hard to describe. Like, I don't know how to describe it. I just say it's just Raleigh Ritchie music.
Raleigh Ritchie music. I think the best description I've ever heard, but I still don't think it quite hits the mark, is alternative R&B. But
yeah.
I still, it doesn't really, I'm not comfortable with calling it that.
I think I always attribute alternative R&B to somebody who's predominantly R&B that has there's maybe a little bit more care to production from different places, using different sounds and stuff. Yeah. Whereas I wouldn't say my bass level is R&B. I don't really know what it's hard. It is quite hard to pin
Raleigh
down.
Ritchie music.
It's just Raleigh Ritchie music. It is what it is.
Why Raleigh Ritchie? Because obviously your real name's Jacob Anderson.
Yeah.
That's kind of a cool stage name.
Jacob Anderson.
I can imagine listening to a Jacob Anderson single.
My dad's gonna be devastated about me saying this, but I don't really like my name. I've never thought it was a good artist name. Even before, when I was back in Bristol and I had I was making music then when I was 15, 16, I had a different name.
Which was?
It was a horrible. I'm not telling anybody.
Come on.
No.
What was that? That was back then, man.
I know. I just set that up for myself.
You did indeed. That wasn't even written down.
Okay, so bear in mind I was listening to a lot of neo soul at the time.
Yeah.
And I thought I was a bit of a neo soul person.
Yeah.
I called myself JB Love.
JB Love in the building.
My initials are JBA, so the J, it wasn't anything. It's not I don't love Justin Bieber or anything. Yeah.
Well, this was before Justin Bieber Day, surely.
This was before Justin Bieber, yeah.
You should have trademarked it, bro.
I don't want it. He could have it. If he wants to change his name to JB Love, he can have it.
JB Love,
Yeah.
You sing a lot about real life stuff.
Yeah.
I would say. So
what else could I sing about?
Is it, well, there's, I listen to a lot of hip hop and there's a lot of fabrications in there, I'll say.
Yeah.
Is this real life stuff? Are you telling your story, or is this the story of people that you know?
No, it's my story.
It's all your story.
Yeah, there's one song which is based on, my mum's a teaching assistant, and it's based on a little boy that she told me about.
Right.
So I wrote the song kind of from his perspective, and that's it.
Right.
Everything else is me.
Everything else is what you've been through.
Yeah.
Because it's very open music.
Yeah.
It's not really holding anything back, kind of. It's very, very emotive. How do you feel about the way I see it? It's almost like a diary.
Yeah.
It's like what you could say was a diary. How do you feel about all these strangers out there listening and knowing that that's about you and that's what you've been through?
At first, I think I found it weird, and I find it now, because I think something that I've found since putting out music is that people put themselves into songs. I think most people will listen to my song, or will listen to the lyrics, or before they think about what I'm talking about, they're probably going to go, hopefully they'll go, oh yeah, I've felt a bit like that before. And then, do you know what I mean? They put themselves into the music, and then it's not my song anymore, it's theirs. And that is kind of made me feel freer to be open about things, because from my perspective as well, it's nice when people come up to me and say, I've felt how you felt, in the way that you spoke about. I get that. And then I feel safer then to talk about other things, because I'm oh, well, maybe people will relate to that as well.
Yeah.
You know?
Of course, man. Tell me a little bit about the album. Is there anything unexpected in there?
Maybe. But I feel like anybody who knows about me at this point probably knows not that they kind of know to expect something unexpected. But I don't know. I think, there's a couple songs in there that I think people might be surprised by. Some other stuff that people will feel oh, that's definitely more of what we've heard already. But I like to think it's like a mix, a good mix.
One thing I found unexpected was there's a Stormzy collaboration. It's the only collaboration on there, right?
Yeah.
So, firstly, why is it the only collaboration?
I think it's just when I write a song, the way that I would approach a collaboration is like, do I want something? Do I want another opinion? Or like, do I want another perspective on this song? Like, I'm not one for like just collaboration for collaboration's sake.
Just for the sake of it.
Yeah, I didn't just want to bring features in to have other voices. Like that song in particular, I was like, okay, I've got my kind of opinion and my perspective on what this song's about, and I wanted to subvert it a little bit, and I wanted to have somebody else who comes from a different, maybe a different perspective, to talk about that subject. And I thought Stormzy was perfect because I worked with him before. He did a remix for one of my songs, which never got released.
Right.
Hopefully we'll put it out at some point. But just the way he talks about music and the way he approaches songwriting, because he's very like, I think a lot of people wouldn't necessarily know about him is that he's very focused person. He's very like, he's not just like, oh, I'm a rapper and I want to be the best rapper. He wants to be a good songwriter.
Yeah.
And I thought that song in particular would be a challenge for him, and I thought that it would match the song, and that's the reason really. There's another song that I was going to put on the album, I didn't anymore. I haven't in the end, sorry. But I wanted to get Lily Allen on it, but the song didn't really work with the album.
Right.
But yeah,
that's kind of cool to hear that you're not just throwing in the big name for the sake of throwing it in. Like it doesn't fit, so it's staying off.
Yeah, there's a cool little Easter egg on the album actually, where there's like one of my favorite artists, like
is that one
says
of the ones
one
word?
word.
Oh, okay, right.
And it's I won't say who it is because like people can look on they buy the CD and they can look on the inlay or whatever and see additional vocals. But I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm excited to find out now. I know you're not going to give that away. I'm not going to push for it. If you could have anyone dead or alive on a track, who would it be?
I've said this for a long time, but I'd love like Slick Rick I'd love to have Slick Rick on a song.
Okay.
Like I love how he tells stories. I think it'd be interesting. I think it'd be funny. Like I try, not always, but I try and like have a punchline at the end of the song. I like to have like bit of humor. Even when songs are dark, I like to kind of like subvert them a little bit. Yeah, exactly. Because that's just kind of how my brain works. And Slick Rick's like the king of that. But he does the opposite. He does like humor and then he kind of like offsets it with darkness. There's actually darkness all the way through, but he kind of tells it in such a like bouncy way. Yeah. So yeah.
That's dope, man. I didn't expect that. You're full of unexpectedness. How do you find balancing being an actor with being a recording artist?
It's all right at the moment because I don't really live the life of an actor. Like I'm not, I do Game of Thrones and it's like a few weeks in the year and it's spread out over 6 months. Right, so it's like I'm not really actively, like I've done a few auditions. My girlfriend's an actress and we went over to LA at the end of last year and I took a few meetings and stuff, but I'm not, like my attitude to acting is like I just want to do things if they're fun or challenging.
Right.
Like I'm not doing it to live basically now. Whereas before I was like, there's a few things that I did that I just did for money,
It's the career. You got to make the money and
And I think like if you're gonna do something creative, I think you want to like. My code now is like I will only act in things that I want to watch. I only make music I'd want to listen to. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd only draw pictures I want to look at, like whatever. Like I feel like you've got to use your own.
In the job.
Yeah, exactly.
I get that, man. You mentioned about only wanting to act in things that you want to watch.
Yeah.
So obviously internationally, you're known on the acting stage right now as Grey Worm.
Yeah.
From Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Is it something from seeing it behind the scenes? Can you enjoy it as much as like I'm a massive fan of Game of Thrones? So can you enjoy it, seeing the CGI dragons and seeing what it's like behind the scene with the green screens and stuff? Can you enjoy it as much as someone like me, where I'm just watching it fresh and haven't seen all the outtakes and things?
I find it. I'll be honest with you, and maybe this is a bit narcissistic. I find it a bit distracting when I see myself.
Right.
But I can enjoy the show until that point, and then I can enjoy it again when I'm gone.
So you don't really enjoy seeing yourself on screen?
No, it kind of freaks me out. It's a bit weird.
Is it the accent?
Maybe. I don't. It's just seeing my face in some, like, because I watched it before I was in it, so I was like,
right.
I was already in.
So you were a fan. That's it.
Yeah. And then like the dragons maybe as well. Yeah, the dragons aren't quite as because I know it's just like a silver ball on the end of a pole, and it's not like it's not just that. But that's the thing is actually it's not that. There's like the visual effects guys like do such a good job on making them so realistic.
Yeah.
That like it's a shame that I look at that and sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, I remember when we had to look at that ball, just like when we had to follow it with our eyes. I remember that massive green screen. Like, you know.
What language was it? Was it actually a real language that you had to learn, or was it just nonsense?
It's a mix of lots of different languages, but it works as a real language.
Right,
so there's like you could write, and they will because they're gonna make money out of it. But like they could write a dictionary of it.
Wow.
And then you could check it with the show, and it would make sense. So it's not like it's not just I'm not just going like it's
well,
real.
I noticed because there's parts of dialogue where you both say the same word in exactly the same way.
Yeah.
I thought it was quite clever. So was it quite intense to learn that? Was there someone correcting like, no, don't say it like that, say it like this?
Gets easier. It gets easier every year. Like first year it was a nightmare. It took me about 2 months just to learn all of the bits that I had to do.
Yeah.
But my way of doing it, it's just repetition. Do you know, like the person that I think's like helped me most with acting, which is a weird thing because people often ask like, how does music and acting cross over? And it doesn't really. But one of the ways it does is Jay-Z said this thing about learning like lyrics, you know, like learning them back to go and do shows and stuff. And he said, if you repeat anything 18 times, you'll remember it.
Right. Okay.
So I do that. I do it 18 times.
Work?
It works. Yeah.
Right.
So I just repeat. I literally just copy what it says, and we get a little MP3 of the guy who writes it saying it. Copy it down. Just repeat it, and then I work out what it means afterwards. Don't
take acting tips from Jay-Z though.
No, I do. I feel like I learned how to do an American accent from Jay-Z as well. He is a terrible actor, but
yeah.
But I took what I wanted from him and then left the rest. I wasn't going to take like actual acting tips from him.
No, don't.
We've all seen that.
So we've reached the promised land in the interview. This is a part called the fun bit, where we find out about Raleigh Ritchie from a different perspective. Just some other questions to a non-musical angle, I think.
Okay.
So Raleigh Ritchie, you ready for the fun bit?
Born ready. Let's do it.
Acting or singing?
Writing. You didn't say I couldn't.
All right, acting or singing or writing?
Writing.
Cars or bikes?
Cars.
Spider-Man or Iron Man?
Spider-Man.
Daenerys Targaryen or Missandei?
Controversial, but I'm going to say Daenerys. Come on, she's the mother of dragons.
Yeah.
Missandei's cool, but like Daenerys is like, they're both very strong, powerful women, and I respect both of them.
You got out of that so well, bro. It's like you were practicing. What are you most afraid of?
Frogs. Genuinely.
Really?
Not afraid of sharks, not afraid of snakes. I mean, I'm afraid of like getting shot.
Yeah.
Or something.
But like if a frog just sort of like went dunk there,
I would freak
you be
out.
Gone? You
genuinely. Even like I can't watch nature documentaries with frogs. I'm alright with cartoon frogs. I'm alright with Kermit, but anything that's realistically looks like a frog, I've got a genuine phobia of frogs.
You just said you're alright with Kermit. Imagine if you weren't.
I know.
That is social media out.
My life would be destroyed.
Who's the most famous person in your phone?
Don't know. It's hard to define like famous, isn't it? I don't know.
This is a perfect chance to drop names.
No, but I'm not a name dropper. You can't drop names and stay humble. That's an oxymoron.
No, this question is the perfect opportunity to do that.
Well, maybe like Amelia and Natalie, who played Daenerys and Missandei. There you go.
I like how you did that. What's the scariest thing that ever happened to you?
The scariest thing that ever happened to me. Oh, yeah, okay. Right, this relates to my fear as well. So my mum's ex-boyfriend, when I was like 8 or something, we were in the car and he found a frog outside. He threw it in the back with me. I was in the back seat and he locked the doors.
Oh, mate. Did he know you were afraid of frogs or this is what caused it?
Yeah, he wasn't very nice. He wasn't a nice man.
That's horrendous.
I know. I don't mean to get like sad at the end.
This is the fun bit.
Genuinely scarred me. But it was great fun.
This is the last one. What is the most important thing in life?
Happiness.
No,
do you know what? I think it's the most, purpose, finding purpose, because I don't think anybody's owed happiness. I think you've got to work for it, but I think everybody deserves to have a purpose of some sort. Yeah, purpose.
Good times. I like it. Ending on a high note.
Yeah.
You savoured the whole interview right there.
Frog in the car. Sadness.
It's been a pleasure, man. DJ DUBL here with
been a pleasure.
Raleigh Ritchie, a.k.a. Grey Worm, a.k.a. Jacob Anderson.
Dude, thank you.
It's been a pleasure, bro.
It has.
Until next time.
DJ DUBL.